Welcome to the Happiness and Success After Illinois Tech podcast with the Illinois Tech alumni. We're so happy you're here, and we can't wait for you to be inspired from all these real-life stories of people that attended Illinois Tech, graduated, and found success. No matter your major, your background, or where you're from, success and happiness are possible, and here are the stories to prove it. All right, welcome to this episode, everyone. My guest this week is Sam Bruns. Welcome, Sam.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're excited to talk to you. So I know you're graduating from Illinois Tech in just a few short days/weeks. And I want to know a little bit more about what you studied at Illinois Tech and how you decided you were going to study business admin. Did that change when you started college? Tell us about that.
Yeah, sure. So originally, coming out of high school, I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do, what path I wanted to take. I started off at a different college. I started off with psychology actually because I always had an interest in people, learning about the mindset behind them, how they make decisions, and how that works. And then going forward, I realized I want more of a broad array of jobs that I can have in the future, and I don't think psychology would offer that. So as I made my transfer to Illinois Tech, I changed to business administration because I know that was kind of more of offer more of a broad skill set. It would allow me to have a different array of jobs that I could apply for and be considered for. And then I also made my specialization in psychology, so I could still have that background that hopefully interviewers and recruiters would appreciate. So I kind of had the best of both worlds. I was able to stay open to my possibilities, but also maintain that psychology background and allow me to graduate in 4 years. So I was able to use my psychology classes in order to graduate on time.
I like that you saw that it wasn't everything you wanted it to be. You wanted psychology, but you added the business. I think it was really smart to combine the two because there is so much that goes into business that is psychology related, but people don't think of it that way. So it was really smart because it is definitely a passion of yours. And now you can take those two and use your strengths in both of them to have a lot more options in the business world. So good for you. So I know that you had an internship before you graduated. How did you apply for that internship when you were trying to get one before you graduated? How did you go about that?
In this case, the fall internship, correct? Or the summer
Yeah,
internship?
your initial first internship. Yeah.
Oh, so the summer.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So noticing a lot of my friends and peers, they had internships, their sophomore years going into their junior years. And then a lot of them were getting ones from their junior year into their senior year summer. And I realized I was kind of behind the curve. I wanted to get an internship. I was going into my senior year of college. I thought maybe I should have had one under my belt already, but then I realized, I want to have one. So I was doing the research. I was applying for as many as I could. But then I realized sometimes you have to stand out. There's a lot of people who apply where your credentials are going to be pretty much the same or maybe a little bit worse, but then they have some different skill sets that you don't have. So in order to kind of maximize my time and my abilities, I reach out to my connections. So I utilize a lot of people that I know. I know a lot of, individuals who work in different areas. I worked at a bar, which is actually in the first floor of a work building that contained 8 or 9 companies. So I got to know a lot of people who work there. So over time, I started asking, so what internships do you offer? Does your company offer internships? If so, do they offer business, marketing, finance or HR? And a lot of them said, yes, go through our system, apply, we'll make sure we put in a good word for you. So I ended up doing that. I talked to as many people as I could, put in as many applications as I could. I ended up getting a offer for a sales internship actually. And I was happy about that. But then all the other ones I applied for, I didn't end up getting. I got to the last couple of rounds and I didn't get the job. However, I liked the sales role, but I didn't really know if I wanted to do sales. I thought I could utilize my education a little bit better to do something that required more of my degree practices. So then I saw with the company that sent me the offer for the sales job, I saw that they also had a talent acquisition job available. And I know recruiting has to do with talking to people, making judgments, learning a lot about the business, talking to people every single day. That's something that really spoke to me. I thought I would be good at it. So I reached out to the hiring manager. I ended up knowing them pretty well. I reached out and they're like, we'll give you an interview. So it was between me and one more person. And dude, they know my personality. They knew I was a good person. They knew I had most of the experience they wanted. So they ended up giving me an offer for the internship for the talent acquisition role.
Awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad so a couple of different things that you used your network, you kept meeting people, you kept connecting with people, and then you didn't settle for the thing you didn't want. You kept trying a little bit harder, and you also used your regular job that you were doing, not an internship, but just so you could support yourself and have expense money and stuff. You use that to your benefit and met more people that way, networking. And that's what we tell students all the time. Everyone you meet is potential someone you can add to your network and connect with, but it's not really just to get numbers, it's to start relationships and build connections. And one day you just never know where things are going to lead. So I'm glad that you followed that advice, and that was really smart of you.
Thank you.
Okay, so what happened with you? So you're graduating, you have a job. How did you get the job that you're starting after graduation?
Yeah, so originally with my summer internship, they told me right off the get-go, we don't really have the budget to hire you full-time afterwards, but we think this can be a good experience. You'll be able to learn a lot about the logistics industry, which, it's a growing industry, a lot goes on. So I knew from the get-go that they weren't planning on hiring me. I was disappointed, but at the same time, I knew that I would like the experience. I could make some money. I could learn a lot. I could meet some good people, and it would help me down the line, no matter what. But then over time, I really liked the work I was doing. I was connecting really well with the people who were working there. I made a lot of good connections and relationships with the other interns. I made sure to stay active with all the social gatherings and things that they were doing. But then it came to the end of the internship. Typically you give a summer presentation, a debrief of what you did over the past couple of months. And that was like kind of my opportunity to show everything I did to some of the senior level employees, some of the lower level employees. But I was able to kind of show what I participated in, what I did, and how I made a difference at the company. So I ended up giving that presentation. The chief human resources officer was in attendance. I gave that presentation. She came up to me at the end and she said, you did a great job. We really do want to have you here. We see how hard you've worked. We're going to find some room to make you an offer. So at that point, she said that. I was really excited. But I think it's just a testament to, if you work really hard, no matter what you're told, things can always open up for someone who works really hard, is good at what they do, listens well, and is just a good person. And I think that's what you have to do. You just have to do your best, and things are going to work out how they're supposed to.
Yeah, it's great advice. And it's just, you just never know. I mean, they were very adamant during that internship, we don't have a role for you, but we want you to learn. And you were like, okay, I'm open to that. And it was going to be a good experience either way. But because you proved yourself and because you worked hard along the way, they did end up, that's the whole point in getting interned to work for a company is to try to build their pipeline of new talent and early talent from graduation. And that's what they were doing. And even though they didn't have one, they thought, okay, maybe later they'd have something for you, but no, because you worked so hard, they made a spot for you. So it's a great testament to what you said, working hard and doing a great job and having a good attitude. It gets noticed. And you're a perfect example of that. Good
Thank
for
you.
you. Yeah. So what do you wish, considering your education at Illinois Tech and even before, what do you wish you'd known a little bit sooner regarding college experience?
That's a good question. I think if I were to kind of give advice to somebody who's starting off, I would just say be open to everything. There's pros and cons to whatever you do. I really just think it's important to follow what you're passionate about, because in essence, money comes back. Your experience, you can't get your experiences back. You can't get your time back. Being passionate about what you're doing is so much more important than the money you're making or anything else, and just being happy. So I think it's just when you go and try new things. I wish I tried new things. I wish I was more open to different experiences and just kind of really be a sponge and soak in everything, because there's so many people at especially Illinois Tech who are just so knowledgeable, who have done so much. And just being open to learning from everybody, because everyone has a different story. And we're talking about mine today, but you could be talking about somebody else's story who got rejected 150 times, got that positive yes, and then they're ended up changing the world in such a positive way. So I really just think being really open to all the experiences, trying everything you can, and just working really hard, because you be a good person, you put yourself in the right situations, you'll be successful. And I just think I would tell people just to try new things. Don't be hesitant to try something new, and be open to anything.
Nice. It's great advice. Thank you. Any final words for people looking for a job, for people that are getting discouraged this time of year in the spring and they don't have the job that they want yet?
I would say don't be discouraged. things really do happen for a reason. If you don't get that job offer you're hoping for, it's probably because it wasn't meant to be, or you weren't going to like it when you started. So just keep working really, really hard. Luck favors the prepared. So you'll be lucky if you prepare yourself and you work hard. You'll be put in the right situation, and you'll get the right opportunity. So just don't ever be discouraged. Life's very, very long. As long as you put yourself in the right position, make sure you have the education, utilize all your resources, and you'll be successful. It just might be a little bit of time.
Yeah, you have to be patient. Nothing ever happens as soon as you want it to happen. A couple of my favorite quotes that you're kind of mentioning as you're talking, even though you didn't say verbatim, is everything happens for a reason, but life's happening for you, not to you. If you didn't get the job, it's because there's something even better out there. And I'm a big believer in something that's meant for you will never pass you by. So if you were supposed to have something, that job you think you're perfect for, and you didn't get it, then it wasn't meant for you. It was meant for someone else. And that means something even better is out there. So it's great advice. Thank you for joining and giving us your tips and perspective. It's been really nice to talk to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you having me on.
Congratulations on all of your success. You're a great example of what's possible if you when you graduate from Illinois Tech. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Check out the Illinois Tech Connect platform. It's the official networking site for Illinois Tech alumni. It's operated by Illinois Institute of Technology Alumni Association with help from Career Services. The aim of the platform is to connect our entire alumni community to provide a space for communication, networking, and other opportunities. Also, join the Illinois Tech Career Services group on LinkedIn and learn about all things career related. And be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Finally, as an alum, whenever you need career guidance or advice, you're always welcome to connect to the Career Services Department, make an appointment with a career coach, and take advantage of this lifelong resource available to all alumni. We can't wait to help you, and more importantly, we can't wait to see what you do.